How to improve your cybersecurity and better defend yourself against online attacks. In the modern digital age, cybersecurity is a crucial part of ensuring that one's online presence is kept private and protected. Although a lot of people have the misconception that only large businesses need to worry about cybersecurity, the reality is that every single person is susceptible to being attacked online. In today's post, we'll go into the topic of ensuring cybersecurity and learning how to defend yourself from cyber assaults. An overview of computer and network safety. Protecting computer networks, computer systems, and computer programs from being attacked digitally is the activity known as cybersecurity. These assaults often have one of three goals in mind: gaining access to sensitive information, modifying or destroying that information, or demanding money from users. A secondary goal is to disrupt normal corporate activities. Cybersecurity is crucial for individuals as well as enterprises since it helps defend against unwanted access to information, protects against dangerous software, and ensures the protection of data. The purpose of cybersecurity is to safeguard computers and networks from intrusion by unauthorized users or organizations. This is accomplished through the utilization of a variety of methods including encryption, authentication, and access control. Data loss prevention, data breaches prevention, and protection against other cyber dangers are all included in the protections offered by cybersecurity. Acquiring a knowledge of the varieties of cyber attacks. Attacks on computer networks pose a significant risk to both private individuals and commercial enterprises. If you are aware of the many forms of cyber attacks, you will be better able to prevent yourself and the information you possess from being compromised. The following are some examples of common forms of cyber attacks. Phishing is an attempt to steal personal information by deceiving a victim into believing they are dealing with a reliable organization, such as a bank or an online merchant. These assaults frequently take the form of emails or messages that contain a link or file that, when clicked on by the victim, causes malware to be downloaded and installed on their computer. Malware is a type of harmful software that, if installed on your device, can cause damage to it and steal your personal information. Malware can take many forms, including viruses, Trojan horses, and spyware. Ransomware is a form of virus that encrypts the files of its victim and then demands money in exchange for the key to decode the contents. Distributed denial of service, DDoS. A DDoS attack is a sort of cyber attack that involves flooding a website or network with an excessive amount of traffic in order to make it inaccessible to its users. A man-in-the-middle attack, often known as a MITM attack, is a form of assault in which the attacker modifies or intercepts communications that are taking place between two parties. SQL injection. Attacks using SQL injection target databases and are used to either steal or modify information that is stored in the database. Cross-site scripting, XSS. An XSS attack is when an attacker injects malicious code into a website. This gives the attacker the ability to steal information from the victim or take control of their device. What are the many routes one might take to safeguard themselves against online assaults? There are a number of different things you can do to protect yourself from being attacked online. The following are some of the most successful approaches. Use passwords that are difficult to guess. Utilize passwords that are difficult to guess and be sure to change them on a regular basis. Try to avoid using information that can be easily guessed, such as your name, date of birth, or address. Make use of a variety of capital and lowercase characters, numbers, and symbols in your expression. Enable two-factor authentication. Two-factor authentication adds an additional layer of security to your accounts by requiring a second factor, such as a code sent to your phone, in addition to your password. For example, if you want to access your bank account, you will need both your password and a code that is sent to your phone. Make sure that your software is always up to date. Keep your operating system, antivirus and anti-malware software, and any other software that you use regularly updated in order to guarantee that you have the most recent security fixes. When utilizing public Wi-Fi, it is important to exercise caution and refrain from accessing sensitive information or doing financial transactions online. If you need to access confidential information, you should connect to a secure server over a virtual private network, sometimes known as a VPN. Stay away from questionable links and attachments by not clicking on them. When opening emails or messages from unknown senders, exercise extreme caution before clicking on any links or attachments. Phishing scams are frequently used with the purpose of stealing personal information from individuals. Be mindful of the personal information you share online, and avoid sharing sensitive information such as your social security number or financial details unless it is absolutely necessary. Limit the amount of personal information that is shared online. Be mindful of the personal information that you share online. Make sure your social media accounts have their privacy settings turned on. Many of the platforms for social media allow users to manage who has access to their information through the use of privacy settings. Make sure that these settings are turned on so that we can better protect your personal information. Use a virtual private network, VPN. If you want to safeguard the information you send over the internet and prevent it from being snooped on, you should think about utilizing a virtual private network, VPN. You may help lower the danger of a cyber attack and ensure the security of your personal information and devices if you take these actions to defend yourself from cyber attacks. How to protect the network at your house. Protecting your home network is an essential step in the process of shielding your private information and electronic devices against intrusion by malicious actors online. The following are some strategies to ensure the safety of the network in your home. Choose a password that is difficult to guess. Be sure that the password you use for your home network is one that is tough to guess. Try to avoid using information that can be easily guessed, such as your name, date of birth, or address. Make use of a variety of capital and lowercase characters, numbers, and symbols in your expression. Activate encryption. If you want to safeguard your information from being stolen by third parties, you should enable encryption on your home network. WPA2 and WPA3 are examples of popular varieties of encryption. Turn off Wi-Fi protected setup, WPS. Turn off the Wi-Fi protected setup, WPS, feature on your router, as it may make it simpler for cybercriminals to break into your system and access your network. Disable remote management. If your router supports remote management, you should disable it because it makes it simpler for cybercriminals to access your network from the internet. Make sure the firmware on your router is always up to date. Make sure that your router's firmware has the most recent security fixes by performing routine checks for updates and installing them when they become available. Stop unneeded network services. To limit the attack surface of your network, disable any network services that are not currently being used. This includes file sharing and printer sharing. Use a virtual private network, VPN. If you want to safeguard the information you send over the internet and prevent it from being snooped on, you should think about utilizing a virtual private network, VPN. How to prevent unauthorized access to your mobile devices. It is just as critical to protect the networks in your home and place of business as it is to safeguard your mobile devices. The first thing you need to do is check that the operating system on your mobile device is up to date and that all of the most recent security updates have been applied. In addition to this, you need to ensure that you use robust passwords and multi-factor authentication. When connecting to public Wi-Fi networks, in addition to ensuring that your device is encrypted, you need also make sure that you are utilizing a secure VPN service. In conclusion, you really ought to think about putting some sort of mobile security software on your device. This software can assist to protect you from harmful applications and websites and can notify you if hackers are attempting to access your device. It can also help to protect you from other potential threats. Advice on the generation of secure passwords. The formation of secure passwords is an essential component in the process of defending oneself from cyber attacks. The following are some suggestions for developing secure passwords. Create a secure password by using a combination of several types of characters, including uppercase and lowercase letters, numbers, and symbols. Try to avoid using information that can be easily guessed, such as your name, date of birth, or address. Make sure to use a lengthy password, as the security of the password improves with its length. A strong password should consist of at least 12 different characters. Avoid using information that can be guessed easily. Your password should not contain information that can be guessed readily, such as your name, date of birth, or address. Always use a different password for each account you have, and don't use the same password for more than one account at a time. If you use the same password for each of your accounts, an adversary who acquires access to one of your passwords will have access to all of your accounts if you choose to use the same password. Make use of a password manager. If you want to ensure that each of your online accounts has a secure password that is also completely unique, you might think about using a password manager. Advice on how to keep your accounts safe on social media. Protecting yourself from cyber threats requires you to take the necessary steps to secure your social media accounts. The first thing you should do is check all of your accounts to make sure they are protected. This requires the utilization of robust passwords in addition to two-factor authentication. You should also give some thought to restricting the audience for your postings and making them private by default. Phishing and virus attacks are also something you need to be cautious of. When accessing content from unknown sources, such as downloading attachments or clicking on links, exercise extreme caution. You should also think about creating a new email address for each of your social media accounts. Doing so will lower the likelihood that your primary email account will be compromised. In conclusion, you really ought to think about enabling two-step verification. In addition to entering their login and password, users will now be required to input a code that will be delivered to either their phone or email address. This provides an additional layer of protection. Instructions on recognizing and reporting malware and phishing attacks. Phishing and malware assaults might be difficult to recognize, but it is essential to take action as soon as you have even the slightest suspicion that they have been launched against you. The following is a list of some advice that can be used to recognize and report phishing and malware attacks. Be on the lookout for strange emails or messages. Phishing attacks frequently take the shape of emails or messages that appear to have come from a reliable source but actually contain a link or attachment that, when clicked on, may cause malware to be downloaded onto your computer. Be aware of emails or messages that come from unknown sources, and stay away from the links and attachments that are contained within these messages. Keep an eye out for warning signals, the use of urgent language, requests for personal information, and the use of a false sender address can all be warning signs that an attack is being carried out using the phishing technique. Verify the URL before you click on any links in an email or message that you receive that seems to be an attempt at phishing. Check the URL to see whether it is legitimate. Do not proceed to click on the link if the URL does not originate from a reliable source. You should report the attack if you have any reason to believe that you have been the target of a phishing or malware attack. The proper authorities, such as your bank or the police, should be notified of the incident. You also have the option of reporting the incident to the business or organization that the attacker was pretending to be. Instruments and sources for cybersecurity resources. Individuals and businesses can protect themselves from cyber attacks with the assistance of a wide variety of tools and services that are already accessible. The following is a list of some of the most helpful tools and resources for cybersecurity. Antivirus and anti-malware software. Installing antivirus and anti-malware software on your devices is one way to safeguard them from being compromised by malware. Firewalls. Firewalls are a useful tool for assisting in the prevention of illegal access to your network. Virtual private networks, VPNs. Virtual private networks can assist in encrypting your internet connection and protecting your data from being intercepted. VPNs are also known as tunneling protocols. When connecting to public Wi-Fi networks, you should also consider using a virtual private network, or VPN. A virtual private network, VPN, can assist prevent unauthorized users from accessing the data you store on their devices. Intrusion detection and prevention systems, often known as IDPS, are designed to help identify and thwart attempts at hacking a computer network. Password managers. Password managers are able to assist you in generating and storing secure passwords that are unique to each of your accounts. Cybersecurity insurance. Purchasing cybersecurity insurance can assist in protecting your company from the potential financial losses that can arise as a result of a cyber attack. Training in cybersecurity awareness. Training in cybersecurity awareness can help educate individuals and employees on how to recognize and prevent being the victim of a cyber assault. You can defend yourself against cyber attacks with the assistance of a variety of technologies and online resources that are at your disposal. Software that protect against viruses and malware, password managers, and tools for two-factor authentication are examples of these types of programs. Last but not least, you should make it a habit to keep abreast of the most recent developments in cybersecurity news and trends. You will be able to protect yourself from cyber attacks and stay updated about the most recent risks to the network, thanks to this. Conclusion. In a nutshell, having adequate cybersecurity is very necessary in order to keep one's online presence risk-free in the modern digital world. It is critical for individuals as well as companies to have a solid understanding of the various forms that cyber attacks can take and to have a plan in place to defend themselves against these dangers. Using robust passwords, enabling two-factor authentication, and exercising caution when using public Wi-Fi are three of the most effective strategies to protect oneself from being the victim of a cyber assault. In addition, you can protect your home network, mobile devices, and social media accounts by making use of encryption software, turning off unnecessary services, and connecting your devices to secure virtual private networks, VPNs. In addition, there is a plethora of cybersecurity software, resources, and tools available to help protect against cyber attacks. Some examples of these are antivirus and anti-malware software, firewalls, and password managers. You may protect yourself from cyber attacks and guarantee the security of your personal information and devices by remaining informed and up to date on the latest news and trends related to cybersecurity.